Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about food sanitation. You come back home from a big day, you're cooking a nice meal and all that, and oh no, little Timmy got the salmonella. But all this could have been prevented if Billy Bob Joe had done the proper food sanitation measures at his home before making the piece of chicken, or say plate of chicken, for little Timmy. Here, we're going to talk about the steps. Or at least the food sanitation process of how to, ensure your food is mostly safe, or at least a basic, more simplistic rundown of it. So then no more little Timmies get the salmonella, because that salmonella is not fun. Because salmonella is not your fella, okay? So, on to the first slide. So, first off, wash your hands, okay? I cannot stress this more than enough. I mean, Jesus. People, wash your hands so you're clean. Do you want to prepare what? So you want to prepare your food with dirty hands and all that, all the dirt and all that, stuffing it within that Thanksgiving turkey for some extra flavor? No, you don't want that. Because instead of giving yourself extra flavor for the family, you're giving everyone botulism for Christmas or Thanksgiving. That's not fun. Well, instead, what you could be doing, I'm saying you in a general sense, not you specifically, but what you could be doing in general is washing your hands with soap and water. Make sure you scrub a dub 20 seconds. Ensure your hands are clean. And also, separate the food. Nobody wants chicken with vegetables. That's just, you want it after it's cooked, but like beforehand when you're prepping the food and all that, for all the little goobers out there, or just your whole family and all that, or just prepping a meal for anyone and all that jazz. You want to, of course, separate the chicken and the vegetables because, safe to say, the germs on the chicken, they don't really mix with the vegetables, okay? They just don't, It's not like mixing ketchup and mustard and expecting a good combination. Instead, when you mix chicken, or raw chicken and vegetables, you're going to get a nice visit to the ER. You see, that's what you're going to get instead, and we don't want that. So, separate your vegetables, your chicken, your meats in general. Just meats in general. Just keep them separated. Don't have them, cross-contaminate and all that. Unless you want some beef-flavored carrots with a little dash of, no one wants that. Trust me. It's not worth it. Also, contain your food. So 2 hours, right? 2 hours is, the safety rule for the danger zone. Because if you leave food out and all that, don't let it stay out for more than 2 hours unless you want to run the risk of getting, some nice old pathogens and all that in your system, or in which can grow these disgusting microbes in your body. You don't want that, right? Right? Yeah, yucky. So the best thing to do is to contain the food as soon as possible. When no one is eating anymore, it's safe to put the food away. Do that as fast as possible. Contain it in your Tupperware, your plastic, thingy-majigs. Just seal it up somewhere safe, like in a Ziploc bag or something like that, for example, or a Tupperware dish. I said that again. Just reiterating and all that. Anyway, and also, just general food safety. Just ensure that you're not cross-contaminating anything. Everything's safely contained, and your hands are washed and cleaned. All right, next slide. All right, food temperature. Okay, this is an important one. Unless if you want unless you're trying to get some sick gains from raw eggs, nah. You're not going to be getting gains, man, okay? You're going to be getting, hear me out, you're going to get another trip to the ER, okay? You don't want that. Because it's not really the raw egg inside that causes you to be all cough, wheeze. It's more of the shell. And the shell has to be rinsed. That's just an example and all that. But anyways, food temperature, right? So you want to cook majority of your beefs or just meats, beefs, lamb chops, pork, just any sort of meat. You want to cook it at around a temperature of 165. That's just the general safety tip. The general food safety temp. You want your food to be at that temperature and all that. Nothing less than 165. I said that really. Ooh, 165. Yeah. Keep it at that temperature. Ensure it gets at least the surface, because most of the bacteria is on the surface of food, not inside the food. So, they can be inside the food, but most of the time it's the surface of the food, and you want to make sure that surface is nice and cooked to at least 165, or at least the meat in general is just cooked to 165 for your safety and all that. Just don't get it well done, please. Or, well, if it's chicken, make sure it's done to the brim. Make sure it is fully cooked. For beef, if you're getting well done, what is wrong with you? Take a self-evaluation test or something. I don't know. Just get therapy if you can. Honestly, just why? Well done is just not the way to go. Just go for, like, I don't know, just have a little bit of red or something. Just, not too much red, of course, because too much red is, ugh. Just have some red in there, Sorry, I don't want to go on that. Anyways, yeah. Make sure your beef is just generally, like I said, meats in general, just cooked to that temperature for safety precautions. And so then you don't run the risk of getting the good old, foodborne illness and disease. Oh, also, store your food at around 0 degrees and 0 degrees Fahrenheit and below. All that jazz. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Fahrenheit. I'm talking in Fahrenheit, not Celsius. Fahrenheit. I'm American, okay? I think I use Fahrenheit. So, yeah. Store your freezer. Wait, store your food in the freezer for, just make sure it's stored in a nice, cool 0 Fahrenheit. Make sure your freezer's not busted and crusted and dusted and all that. Make sure it's fully operational and working and functional, because a good freezer is a good freezer. I don't know what comparison I was trying to make, but anyways, make sure your freezer temperature is below or at 0 or below 0 and all that, to get the nice cold Antarctic experience for your food, and to ensure like I said, foodborne illnesses do not. And I repeat, freeze your food with 0 and below, so then your food does not freeze. And if I made a mistake here and there, you can correct me on it. But for now, that's what I'm going from my head knowledge out right now, and what I know, what I've learned. So yes, just store below 0 and below and all that. And let's see. Oh yeah, and the danger zone, 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Listen, no matter what the internet says or what the guide says, cook your beef at this or cook your pork chops at this, sonny. Don't do it. Listen, 165. Trust me. It's better to go a little bit over the temperature than under. It's a little bit better that way, because, you don't want to overcook your meat, of course, but you want to make sure you don't get the, you don't want that. No yuckies in your system. But yeah. The danger zone is 40 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure you're cooking your food above that, like I said, around 165, above the danger zone, because you don't want to be cooking eggs at that temperature, because you're gonna be you're, like I said, foodborne illness, not good. Don't do it that way. Do it 165, safest way possible. And dishwashing is so important, because after you're done cooking a nice home-cooked meal, you slaved away at that eggs and bacon and cheese, tomato, meal and all that omelet you made. But, oh no! The food residue is on the pan! What do we do? Simple. You just get dish soap and hot water. And make sure it's hot water, not some wimpy-dimpy cold water, because unless if you enjoy eating bad bacteria, I would suggest using hot water and dish soap, please. Okay, because dish soap and hot water make a clean dish, a very squeaky clean dish, a dish you can use again, or a pan you can use again to cook for the next meal, and with little to no risk of harmful bacteria left over from the previous dish. So that's why some cleaning is important. Making sure you get, unless you like leftovers in that sense, not in the ice cold fridge leftovers, pan leftovers. Trust me, just use hot water, use dish soap, clean that sucker up, okay? You don't want any residue on that sucker. Clean as much of it off as you can, or preferably all of it off if you can. Make sure that baby is spotless. And yeah, that concludes, the basic rundown of safety and sanitation. If I missed anything, I will quickly add it to the audio. This is just, it's there. So yes. Can you cook? Maybe. Do you know the food safety precautions? Probably not. Well, anyways, I'm off. See you later. Yes. Goodbye.